Welcome to the Barstool College Football Show. It is championship weekend. Of course, we're breaking down all the championship games. It's the first time we've all been together since Rivalry Week, so I have a feeling that, we're going to talk a little bit about those games. But, Dan, I want to ask you first.
The Texas A&M Aggies stink. They let me down.
That was mean.
They let me down.
I would not have come to you for... No,
they let me down.
They let you down.
Yeah, they let me down.
They let me down, too?
What do you want to ask me?
I was going to ask you how you were feeling before I get to the other two that I know where we're going to go.
I feel great. I love Rivalry Week. It was so much fun for me to watch, minus the Texas A&M Aggies. I did bet on them +6. But it was... I'm trying to fix my earpiece. It was incredible. It was Georgia Tech.
Yep.
It was Michigan, Ohio State. It was Notre Dame, USC was a great game. Clemson, South Carolina. There were so many Miami.
What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
We're talking about football.
We're just talking about football. It was some of the best football I've watched. It was a great day.
And the Egg Bowl wasn't shockingly bad.
The Egg Bowl wasn't shockingly bad.
No, it really wasn't. It was good.
Oh, Nebraska, Iowa.
Yeah, these were some
So this is
really
like a concerted pre-effort?
Oh, I don't know. He was probably trying to say something, but
yeah, you cut out there.
Shoot.
Yeah, we cut out. I'm going to see the Florida Fat Boy.
It's the worst loss I've ever had in my life. I don't know. It was a inexcusable loss. Ryan Day has to go. I've never seen a team with just the chips stacked so heavily in their favor, just talent-wise at home, comes so underprepared, such a bad game plan, no in-game adjustments. Just Jim Harbaugh lives rent-free in Ryan Day's head. It's a fact. No one was ever more right than when he said Ryan Day was born on third base. He was born on third base. He's never built a program, never developed one. This is his 6th year. You've seen this. So the first year that he beat Michigan, that was Urban's team. Now we have this. This is his class, the senior class that all came back, didn't go to the draft, came back to beat Michigan. It's almost like they thought they didn't have to earn it. Like they thought it was just like a guarantee, like, oh, we're better this year, so we're just going to walk in there and just win. We don't have to. It's sickens me in my core. It really does. This senior class, 0 wins over Michigan, 0 Big Ten championship game appearances. He just absolutely shit down his leg. It was just disgusting to watch. It felt like a bad dream. That was reality.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Dan.
When you said it felt like they just walked in and thought they would just be able to win the game and not earn it, do you think the fans maybe thought that too?
I thought partly so, because I thought there was no way that they would have that mentality. I'm the fan. I'm supposed to talk shit on their behalf.
Right.
They're supposed to deliver.
That's fair.
Like, if we're 20-point favorites, I feel like I should come in there and be like, and we're just so much better talent-wise. We're at home. Like, I thought they would come in with the scars the last 3 years, with the mentality we haven't beat Michigan, that this is the year we're going to take it to them. We're going to come in focused, just ready to go. And I mean, I guess you could say the defense kind of did. Like, the defense didn't play bad, obviously. I mean, the offense they just shit down their leg and they just decided we're just going to run it up the middle into their 2 NFL tackles after our all Big Ten centers out for the year. Our first-round draft pick left tackles out for the year. We're just going to run it up the middle right into their strength. And the first drive of the game, they're just throwing the ball outside. They're just going to march right down the field. They get inside the 10 or 15. They decide to run the ball. They kick a field goal. They run it the rest of the half to the last drive of the half. They go straight down the field, score a touchdown, throwing the ball. And then they just don't do it again. I mean, it was just, to not score a point in the second half. I don't think they picked up a first down the last, I think it was 20 minutes of the game.
Yeah, fourth quarter they had the ball for like 2.5 minutes.
It was just,
not good.
Like the defense, they really only, I guess you could say they played bad was that last drive, obviously. But the fact that they were in that game in the first place was, just a testament to how much of a dipshit Ryan Day is, and just Chip Kelly called an awful game.
Now, I can start. I'll try. For question number 1, Ev. If I'm wearing Michigan gear and I'm walking down the street and you're in Ohio State gear, do you cross to the other side of the street now? Are you like, I can't man up with this person coming. I need to avoid them. I need to put my eyes to the ground. I can't look this superior human in the face.
Nah, I'd still look you dead in your eyes and call you a pussy.
No,
did
you won
concede
it.
the game all
No, but that's the difference between me and you, Dave. You're fair weather, Dave. We remember a few years ago when it was the other way. You ran, you didn't stream, you'd leave it at halftime.
No.
That's the thing about when you FaceTime me after the game.
No.
When you FaceTime me after the game, I pick up the phone because I stand 10 toes down on
I
this.
would pick
Win,
it
lose, or
up.
draw, whether I'm
I would pick it up.
good, bad.
There's a part of me
You
that
run away.
wanted you to have
You
this
ran away.
tiny little
You
victory.
ran away. You ran
No,
away.
I didn't hand up. I've said I could have done. I played the possum card here. I thought about, I knew it. No. I knew if they were ever going to get us, if you guys were ever going to beat us, I thought it was this because I watched this team and we don't have a quarterback. We don't really have an offense. 20 million on paper, Ryan Day. And to go in and kick your ass and to see Jack Sawyer and at the end of the game, Jack Sawyer is like grabbing the equipment manager. So he's like, I'm tired of seeing these guys plant the flag on our stadium, bro. Fuck these guys. Bro, fuck them. Crying. He was literally, it's like, it's a rivalry. We kick your ass. And Ryan Day, what was he doing? He looked like he's just going, what's happened? He literally, I'm not making this up. Like a lot of times we do these things and like Dave's exaggerating. Dave's making things up. Ryan Day was sitting like on the 30-yard line being like, what happened? What happened? He literally, he's looking around as Jack Sawyer is being held back by the equipment manager. Fuck these guys. I'm so tired of seeing them stick the flag in our field. Ryan Day, what happened? And I swear to God, I said this on Pick'em. I was one of them where it was like, yeah, throw the records out. If you go 0-10, 10-0, and then you beat your rival, everyone's like, you won the season. When the Wolverines, conquering heroes, came back to Yost Arena and were welcomed at the hockey game, it may have been a bigger reaction, a more excited reaction than when we won the national championship the year before. I haven't felt the euphoria of that game because national championship year, it's like I really thought we had a chance to win as I made that bet, shut Buckeye Brandon up. I would have bet my net worth if I could have done it without anyone finding out, probably on Ohio State, because it's like that would have been betting on darkness. Like I didn't think we had a chance. And as I watched that game unfold, knowing that this was your shot, and I didn't think there could be a bigger game than last year. And to rip, it's done. Like, it's over. I was rolling around on the ground and seeing the despair. I was on every single message board, every single thread, reading it. I was leaving the same comment. This thread rules. If you go check me on Twitter, I have this thread rules 100 times under every Ohio State thread of we got to do this. We don't want to go to the playoffs. We got to get rid of Ryan Day. Jack Sawyer, 5-star. His lasting image as an Ohio State Buckeye. Fuck these guys, man. They keep putting the flag on our field. It sums up everything. And it feels like we won the national championship. And Sharon Moore, who was borderline hot seat, they may build a statue. Like, I've never seen anything quite like this. And I've watched sports. I'm 47. I've won more Super Bowls than I can remember. I've won NBA championships, Stanley Cup. A single game that changed the fate of two programs, two states, and all their fan bases, I don't know that I remember it. It's just incredible. And I don't know where you go from here, but I am going to retire calling you Fat Boy. I'm just going to call you Poor Ev from now on because the rivalry is over. I don't know what to say. It takes a lot for me to be speechless. I'm speechless. This was the biggest shocking event, and I guess it just shows the difference, the pride, the heart of these two programs. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. I still sit here. I can't believe it.
Okay, what was your second question for Ev?
That was one question.
Are you going to watch the playoffs?
I mean, yeah, obviously I'm going to watch the playoff. I have no faith. I disavow Ryan Day entirely. I have zero faith that. I mean, because even people are trying to cheer me up, be like, oh, like they could go win the national title. If you think Ryan Day and this team could string together.
They don't have to play
It's not
Michigan.
Michigan.
They don't have to play Michigan.
I agree with that.
Now, how does that make you feel?
I'll be rooting for them like hell.
How does that make you feel?
Like
and there it is, fat boy. There it is.
He's conceding.
There it
No, and
is.
he's conceding it. Dave, he's saying what you want him to say.
No, but there it is. That is what the problem for Ohio is. And even Buckeye Brandon just said it. Like, when he's like, I don't think we can do it. And both Big Cat and Brandon is like, you don't have to play Michigan. That statement, which will live.
Truth.
It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what sport. It doesn't matter if you're eating dinner. It doesn't matter if you're going to the movies. Well, you don't have to play Michigan. And they have no... I just can't... Oh, it's brutal. Well,
You called him fat boy in seconds.
Michigan.
Well, it's going to be a hard habit to break. I mean, here's the thing. I think Ev, obviously,
I'm sorry,
if you win,
Ev, I said no more fat boy.
Ev, if you guys win the national
I
title,
get riled up.
if you win the national title, do you forgive Ryan Day or does it matter?
I think that's the only way he can even get like an ounce. Like national title game loss, not good enough.
But he's probably not.
But I have a question. I have another question.
No, I think there's a very good chance that he does.
He does get fired?
Yes, I do.
There
I
is
think there's
no
a very
excuse.
good chance that he doesn't because of the timeline.
After everything?
I have it on like pretty good authority. He was looking at other jobs in the middle of this season.
Yeah,
Apparently
I
he was
think.
looking at last year.
Let me just be very Ryan Day is a coward. He's a pussy.
Yeah, I actually
he's not like he's mentally not cut out.
No, I agree.
To be the head coach of
he
Ohio
does the fake
State.
tough guy thing. He tried to run the ball.
I even said like they're trying to like do like just run up the middle over and over again. I mean even they tried to like go over there and like stand like this like as they walked up like who do you think you like?
Yeah.
You're gonna play football in a few minutes.
Do you
Like what do
see
you
Jack
think? Like,
Sawyer when he's talking to Mason Graham being like, your season's over, you're not playing anymore. It's like, your career is over and you never beat me.
Well, I mean, Mason Graham talked shit to him first. He's gonna say something back.
What were you gonna say about Ryan Day real quick?
Oh, there's a greatly higher chance that he leaves for another job than Ohio State actually fire him.
Okay, so Dave, I had a question for you. Was there part of you that was like, this might be bad in the long term because you kind of wanted to give Ryan Day one so that you keep him around longer to beat him when you need it? Because if he gets fired, like
No, I
might.
didn't think that.
What if they bring Urban back? Because Urban owns you.
Well, he is at a different time, different NIL. I mean, everyone can cheat now, so or pay money, so it's a little bit different. I'd love Urban to come back. I'd love. Listen, I'm a Michigan man. We want the best. We want to play the best. Bring this scumbag back. One of the worst humans who ever lived. That shows the state of Ohio. A universally reviled guy who quite literally every single person. I saw, who was telling the story the other day? Vrabel. Vrabel's like, he didn't even know who I was. I worked for him. So bring back the worst human who ever lived. I'd love a shot. He's a great college coach. I thought about selling, and I still may because I think it's funny, like in maize and blue colors, like a hat that says extend Ryan Day. And people would probably buy him. It's a cute gimmicky thing. But we want to challenge. Like they have rolled over. It is
Brandon's going to die.
47-1. Is that what it is, Ev? Against every team in the Big Ten and 1-4 against us?
Yeah, that was the worst. That was not only the worst loss because it was Michigan for Ryan Day. That was the worst team he's ever lost to, by far.
Easily. No business losing to that team.
That pass that we threw at the goal line that Jack Sawyer is
worst of all time.
That was the worst pass I've ever seen. That there isn't one person, male or female, in our office who couldn't have completed that pass.
By the way, can I say one thing about Jack Sawyer? I actually like everything he did.
Yeah, he was the only one showing passion.
Well, and also I don't think you can do it it's weird college football now where in college basketball the same thing where people get upset when guys transfer and there's no loyalty to the brand and everything. He showed loyalty to Ohio State. Like, I like that.
I have no problem with Jack Sawyer. He got caught in a very unfortunate moment of being.
What was he saying, Dave?
He said something like this. He said he's holding the equipment manager. I'm sick and tired of seeing these guys every year plant their flag in our stadium, bro. Fuck guys. So I respect the passion, but that clip of like your best player literally weeping crocodile tears because the other team is celebrating. And that video that, Dan, you sent me of them walking into Beast, it's just, all of it. And Ryan Day, what happened? Where am I? What's going on? By the way, I haven't looked. Has Troy Smith tweeted yet?
Oh, I don't know.
Look, Troy Smith, he was on 4 days. He could be dead. I got to look. Do you have his number, Ev?
Do Troy Smith's number?
I don't know his.
Do you have Troy Smith's number? We should call him.
He really is. I sent Dave that clip.
Troy Smith has not tweeted since the game, Ev. This is like, what is that movie, The Fugitive? Every hen house, every outhouse. We got to see if Troy Smith is alive. He hasn't tweeted since the game.
Ev, I do feel really bad for you because I really think it is that bad of a loss. And I sent that clip to Dave because it was such an insane outcome that I found myself watching like all the highlight stuff being like, how the hell did this happen? And I have no dog in the fight. And I was just like, how is this? Like, it was that bad. I couldn't believe it.
It felt like a dream in real time. Like, even the fourth quarter, it's 10-10. I'm like,
you just kept on thinking it would be like, oh, they'll just do a big pass and they'll be gone.
It was at a point where I'm thinking the fourth quarter, I'm like, all right, now I'm going to have to, like, basically defend this win.
Right.
Like, we're going to win by, like, 3 points or 7 points, and I have to somehow defend this win. And then it just went full. Like, I couldn't fathom Ryan Day, he continues to impress me with how much he can fuck things up and how much of a mental midget he can be.
Mm-hmm. Oh, after the game.
I'm just so sick of him. The disgrace and
what about
shame
your quarterback?
That he brought to, like,
what about
the
your
university,
quarterback?
to myself.
I heard all Will Howard this, Will Howard that. Let me take this cigarette out and stomp it on Indiana. Will Howard, my God, he was awful. And then you got your guy, Kyle McCord, getting asked about it in the post game of Syracuse, and this guy's not backing down. He's like, what goes around comes around.
Well, McCord,
he ran into that. He was dancing on your grave. Have I talked to the McCord family privately? Will I release the convos? No. Were we all dancing and great? I'm like, look at these bums. Yes, we were all celebrating. I can't. The good news, Ev, and to all Barstool, you really helped with Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Huge numbers on this shirt, the manifesto. Connor Stallions coming out, taking shots. I mean, this was supposed to be your moment, your year. I'm at a loss. I texted Dan 3 hours after the game because I was just going. I'm like, can you believe it? Yeah. I couldn't. Like, I watched the game. You guys drive right down, settle for 3. I perked up a little bit. I'm like, oh, that's a good hold. We go down. I'm like, what are we doing? We're driving. You stop us 4th and goal from the 1. Game over. I'm like, all right, yeah, that was fun. We lasted 8 minutes into the game. Your quarterback throws one of the worst interceptions I've ever seen. We pounded in. Then I was locked in. I'm like, what is going on here? That drive that you guys started at, our 20? Went 3 and out. The guy didn't just miss a field goal. That guy, the biggest chicken shit kicker of all time, he had never missed from inside the 40. He misses twice. He didn't just miss. It looked like a guy off the street, a Pat McAfee challenge kicker. Like, he wasn't even close. He had never missed within the 4. You guys, It's you see these winged helmets. You see this team from up north. And Ryan Day is not wearing his blue underwear, and he's not doing this. But you're cowards, and you're afraid of us. And we proved it. And you'll never recover, Ev. You'll never recover. You'll never recover. You'll never recover.
Will they ever recover, you think?
I don't know.
No.
It sounds like they might.
Brandon, you've been awfully quiet. Would you like to talk about
Awfully quiet.
Would you talk?
There hasn't been a. They,
No,
they haven't-
I'm saying it's a
Brandon's
good
done an
thing.
entire
I know.
painting.
I know.
Look at this. Look at this.
I was saying, Brandon, would you like to talk about championship?
Well, what's
weekend?
Buckeye Brandon? Buckeye Brandon's probably off the bandwagon now.
Yeah, you got to.
I was never on a band.
You were for a while. You got to become with the
this
Bucks.
year
So what
you
I
haven't
said,
been.
what,
This year you haven't really been.
I haven't been. I never was. I was
year.
just on the Michigan's a piece of shit wagon. That's the wagon I was on. It was never pro Ohio State. It was just anti-Michigan. But I said this the other day. If I had never met Dave Portnoy, which there's times in my life I wish that were true. If I had never met Dave Portnoy, last weekend would have been fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
To
Yes.
watch a team downtrodden and as bad as Michigan was, without a quarterback, without a coach, frankly, I'll just say it. They don't have a coach or a quarterback. And they go in and they beat Ohio State, who were desperate. 3 years in a row, they lost to good Michigan teams. Now they get a chance to tee off on a bad one and they lose. Would have been hilarious. However, I have met Dave Portnoy and I dreaded this exact show and this exact
But
moment.
you got to see your brain wired right. When Dave wins like that, you got to think that's just money in the bank because it was instant that there were T-shirts up. And
Yeah.
I knew when the minute I saw that T-shirt, I was like, that one's
Listen,
going to sell 1 million of
a
them.
million.
Yeah.
And we
And
didn't-
people want to doubt me. I talk to the merch team. I'll pull up the text. I go, if by chance we pull this game off, and by the way, our merch girl is a Michigan girl. I'm like, if by chance we pull this off, we're gonna go right at these fat boys. We're gonna go. That was a euphemism. We're gonna go right at Ohio State. I want all the merch back up. We'll see what happens. So I didn't think it would happen. And around fourth quarter, I was like, I gave her the nuclear codes. I was like, get ready, something's happening here. And then it was all systems go. I can't believe and. You know, I don't know. I almost reread the Brian Hartline speech in the darkness. I just don't know. I had a couple DMs of people from Ohio begging me to take it easy on Ryan Day. They're like, you don't know what his family's gone through. And you should never go after his kids or anything like that. But I almost pity these guys. It's gotten to that point where, like, this, as a human being, this defines his life. Like John Cooper, oh, you're the guy who couldn't beat Michigan. Like that. This is Ryan Day's legacy. That's what he will be. And even Ev, who's an Ohio State guy now, hates his guts. He's been reduced to an island of, like, just patheticness. People see him, oh, you're pathetic Ryan Day. And now when people see an Ohio State jacket or fan, honestly, that's what people think, oh, you're pathetic. Like, that's what has happened to the program. If you see Ohio State, someone wearing a hat, a shirt, it's like, you're pathetic. You're pathetic. And that's the knee-jerk reaction, hand to God. That's not exaggeration.
Yeah, him getting talked about for the UNC job is like the perfect landing spot where you can just go live in North Carolina, put on some nice, like, totally different color.
Baby blue.
Yeah, baby blue.
The expectations aren't very
just be happy,
high.
score a shitload of points, lose to Clemson.
He'll do the Colin McCord. Everyone will pat him on the ass and tell him how great he is. Now, because I've been very nice to McCord, and now hearing that he's been talking shit behind the scenes, now I'm a little upset.
Why wouldn't he talk shit?
Of course he would talk
Why
shit.
wouldn't he talk shit? You guys ran out of town.
No. He had every right
What
the
do
way
you
he
mean
got ran
behind
out.
the scenes?
No,
He talked
but
it
let's
on
be,
camera, on mic.
let's be very real about what happened. The mistake was not moving on from him. The mistake was choosing Will Howard as the replacement.
I said that.
Let's be very clear that he also threw a horrendous pick in the game inside his own 20 last year. He threw a bad pick to end the game. And let's not
Wasn't he like, was he a freshman?
No, he's been there 4 years.
No, McCord.
No, he'd been there.
Oh, he'd been
last year was
4
his fourth year at Ohio
Do
State.
you think Kyle McCord would have
Yeah,
beaten
but
this
that was
Michigan
the
team?
first year he played.
I mean, probably
Yeah.
if they called the right plays. Like, I mean, I'm sure, but Will Howard should have if they called the right plays. I mean, I just feel like we're doing like McCord. Like, he did get treated bad by fans at the end, and I do respect. Like, if I was him, I'd be saying the
I mean,
full
you
field
had
thing,
guys
too.
like Ohio
I totally
State,
get
like,
it.
following his every
But-
move and
but let's
tweeting
not-
his
let's-
every,
let's not be
every
revisionist,
bad
like-
play.
let's not be revisionist. Like, this guy didn't throw 2 picks at home and lose to Stanford this year. The difference is no one remembers it because he's at Syracuse, and the pressure is so much less. Literally, no one even remembers it. No one even remembers that happened. This man lost to Syracuse at home.
Yeah, he did throw 5.
He threw 3 pick sixes and a half, and they got butt raced by Pitt.
Yeah, Blutman gave me Syracuse in that game.
Like, let's not we're acting like listen, and I genuinely wish him well, but let's not pretend like he's was at Ohio State, like we made him the scapegoat, and then he's winning the Heisman.
Yeah, you guys
he's
need
had a good
a
season.
C.J. Stroud or something. You need you guys if you
He's had a
guys
good
could get
season.
like a C.J. Stroud, then you'd have a quarterback who could beat Michigan.
I do think weirdly, Ev, though, he might have
Walker
won that
loved
game.
that one. I
just
saw him
because
smirk.
Will
He
Howard,
tried to chew back that smirk.
He's a better pure thrower.
He did.
Right, and I
He's
think
a better pure thrower.
that's why I always was like, it doesn't make sense. And I like Will Howard. He's like a quintessential Kansas State quarterback.
But he lost his job at Kansas State.
He never made sense with this roster where your talent is on the outside. Get a awesome passer. It doesn't matter if he's not mobile. You can just fucking beat him on the outside.
But that's like a Ryan Day problem where he identified this is gonna be.
He wanted the tougher guy who
and it
could
was
run,
the wrong. Yeah, he went the wrong way.
Taysom Hill shit. And it's
It should have been we're Ohio
The
State.
tough guy got
Cam Ward was
knocked
the
out
golden
on his
goose.
first run of the game. That was another moment when I'm like, ooh, we just fucking knocked this pussy out.
Do y'all want to start the show?
I mean, I tried with you, and you just went right into the Michigan trap. I said, Brandon.
That said 7 words.
I said, Brandon, do you want to talk about championship weekend? And you started talking about
I got
Dave.
cut off.
I didn't even realize we started.
We haven't.
I thought it was just before the show.
Well, let's not pretend this was the biggest game of the weekend.
Yeah.
For
Oh, by far,
anybody. It's all anybody talked about. We're a college football show,
The
and it had to be talked about in this manner. I mean, everyone's talking
This
about
was the most talked about game, Brandon.
I mean, Miami talked about game, sure, biggest.
Yes.
It's big. It wasn't the biggest result.
Oh no, I mean, but this is the biggest
It was a
storyline
pretty
coming
big
out of.
result.
Big result, but Ohio State's going right into the playoff.
Yeah,
like
but
nothing happened.
they just lost.
No. You're not going to do this, Walker.
No, Dave, this is what I tried to tell you on the episode last week. You were like, well, it doesn't really matter. They're going to be in the playoff. Like, what you guys just did is exactly why we should have been streaming. We should have been all watching it together.
Well, why didn't we stream, Casey?
That's fair
that's
weather
why I'm
Dave.
talking
This
to
is my
Dave. I'm
point.
not
Fair
talking
weather
to
Dave.
you.
All right.
I'm saying that what Michigan
No, I
just
said
did.
it. Well, I'm not.
You said the game didn't
time out.
matter.
You said it didn't matter because
Now
they
you're
were
acting
in
like
the
it was
playoff.
Recall,
I said it
we
mattered.
weren't going to go to Michigan, Ohio State the previous year until it became 2 undefeated teams. There's no way we would have gone the stream yet. But on Thanksgiving weekend, I told you, I thought Michigan, I would have put my life, we were going to get blown out. What's the point of doing that?
Dave, you did say on the episode last week, which I know the producers will say, you said hand to God you would not mention this game if Michigan won.
I didn't ever said that.
Yes,
He
you
was playing
did.
possum.
You did say it.
I never
possum.
said that.
You did say it.
I don't recall saying that.
But if they win, they'd be talking crazy.
Oh,
It is
of course.
true.
Of course.
Like you
Right.
can't do
No,
that
I
and then
won't
just
say
say,
a
oh, but
word
if we
if we
lose, it
win,
doesn't
because
matter.
Oh,
No,
Dave.
that's fair.
Dave,
That's fair.
I won't say
Dave,
He's not
that
gonna
is
say a word
not
if they win.
true.
And to God.
If Michigan beats Ohio State, there is zero chance that you are not talking about it.
What, my word doesn't mean anything? I said hand to God.
I
did
said this
say it.
after we walked out of last week's episode, and you were like saying like I'll never. If we lose, if we win this game, I'm not going to celebrate. I told Brandon and Eva, I was like, just remember, Dave and like Trump are the same guy. Where it's like they're not going to lose. They're just going to change the game.
They're going to take their ball and go home again.
Yeah.
No, in fact, I said, yes, you will. And you said, what, is my word not any good to you? And I was like, okay. But I'm just saying, I think we've been doing this show
Seems
now
like you're
for-
going on memory too. I don't
I'm not.
recall this, and I don't recall this.
Okay, you don't recall.
No habla inglés.
No English.
And again,
Brandon.
we're cutting out, so I don't know what's going on, Pete, with the internet
Yeah,
there, but
we're cutting
it's
out.
like cutting out.
It's been good for us.
It's been fine. Interesting. It's now cutting out. Brandon, would you like to talk about the conference championships?
Oh my goodness, championship.
But no, I have something
God
to
damn
say.
it.
What?
Was Walker trying to say this wasn't by far the biggest game result
No,
of the weekend? That's
who cares?
absolute
Who cares?
Insanity.
He was.
The biggest
That's
biggest
insanity.
game
That's
that was
SEC
talked
hit
about.
bias.
Yes.
Just saying.
The outcome-
It's a huge result. The Michigan now owns Ohio State for real. It's over. It's like I agree with you all that. At the end of the day, Ohio State's result, they're still getting ready for a playoff game.
Can I please say that this happening is one of the best things in the world for me because
Texas A&M blew it too.
Yeah, no, we blew it, but we didn't have to talk about it. We blew it. Texas is going to the SEC championship first year. Whatever, I don't give a fuck.
We call this championship week. We have a couple playoff games this week.
Yeah, we have a lot. So
Yeah.
let's get into it. The High Noon Weekend Preview. It's time to load up on the ice and break out the oversized lawn games because High Noon End Zone pack is here and it's almost gone because it is that fall exclusive pear, cranberry, black cherry, and grapefruit. It's only here for probably like a month or so. I don't know that for sure, but it's only the fall pack and it's the winter. It's freezing outside. Go to highnoonspirits.com for your next tailgate to find a pack near you. Okay, so normally the Mountain West Conference Championship would probably not be a big deal in years past, unless you're a Mountain West fan. Sorry, Liam. I apologize. I don't want to offend you there.
Yeah, that's a good apology.
I know. Well, he gets very upset when we talk about this, but it is obviously a very big game for the 12-team playoffs. We have number 20 UNLV at number 10 Boise State. Boise State -4. The over/under at 57.5. Brandon, should I let Liam start?
I would probably advise against that, but sure, go ahead.
Liam.
Okay. Haj Malik Williams took over for Matthew Sluka. They said I was wrong. I was always right, never wrong, just early. Haj Malik Williams says he does not know where Boise is on the map. That concerns me. That seems like a pretty obvious place to know where it is on the map. Nonetheless, line opened at 5. That's a line that raises your eyebrows. Hey, UNLV playing a road game here. Little number at 5, down to 4. UNLV, you like that line. How do you not like that line? They're going to be able to run the ball successfully. What we have seen from Boise State since the first UNLV game that they played, game of the year, one might add, Boise State has regressed. Ashton Genty's been banged up and hurt. 2, 3, 4, 5 injuries, foot, upper body, ankle, head, elbow, been banged up. How's UNLV going to be able to – their rush defense was so good against them last year. Defensive Player of the Year in the Mountain West Conference, Jackson Woodard. I like UNLV. I like the go-go. I like UNLV to win the game outright, 31-26.
Wow.
Okay, wow. Brandon, I wanted him to go
Game
first.
Of the year, part 2.
He is the G5 champion of Barstool Sports. Who are you taking in this
I'll see
game?
a little bit more offense here than that. I like the over. I like the over 57.5, and I also like UNLV too. Everything he said is correct. The guy follows Mountain West and G5 football closer than anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Boise did peak earlier in the season. They have kind of been not limping to the finish, but they haven't been.
Yeah, they struggled against Wyoming.
They haven't been sprinting to the finish at all. So I kind of like UNLV in the spot.
And Dan, obviously we see Boise State gets that bye right now. If UNLV wins, that probably slides the Big 12 back into that bye. So this is a massive game for the playoff implications.
Yeah, massive game for the playoff implications. Also, congratulations, Ashton Genty. He might be a Heisman finalist. We'll see how that works out, but he's had a great season. I'll take UNLV +4. What?
He might be a Heisman finalist?
We don't know the Heisman finalist yet. He might be.
It is a two-man race, which he's going to lose.
Who's the other person?
It's Travis Hunter, who's going to
that
win.
guy should win. Okay.
But why do you have to? This is why I don't like your politicking about this.
What?
See you, Dave.
All right. What?
This is why I don't like your politics.
Why?
You've got the winning ticket. You've got the winning guy.
No. The fight's not over till it's cash. That's not true. You can never
you
count.
don't have to-
back me up. You can never count a ticket.
You don't have to tear down the other guy to build up your guy.
They started it with the Cardio King shit.
You don't have to tear down the other guy to build up your guy.
They started it with the Cardio King shit.
You don't have to tear down that guy.
Genty might have tore down his Heisman campaign last night with a potential crypto scam tweet.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That might be.
Genty's getting in the coin business.
Wait,
Was it the
that's
Hawk
awesome.
He deleted it fast. Yeah, he went Hawk 2 on us.
He went. I mean, the Hawk
That's
2 girl is in
hilarious.
hell right now.
I can't believe Hawk Tour and Tits McGee both fucking rug pulled us within like a month.
I can't believe people still buy into those.
Yeah, I think Ashton Genty was about
Crazy.
to pull the rug pull, and I think someone told him immediately, hey, you got to cut this out.
Oh,
I
that's
saw some
hilarious.
guy like crying that he put
got deleted really
$400,000 into Hawk Tua's coin. Like, what's wrong with that guy? Like that whatever. Beside the point. Different show. Dave, who are you taking? UNLV or Boise State?
I'm taking UNLV. The internet stinks. I'm taking UNLV, and I'm being told it's your internet, not mine.
You sound fine.
I don't know how
Yeah.
it should be ours when it's total. It hasn't gone out once for us.
You pay for all of it.
I'm going to take Boise State. I guess I'm the only one. Ev, are you on Boise State or UNLV?
No, I like UNLV.
UNLV, yeah.
Run defense is really good in the first matchup. I think it shines again.
I'm going to take Boise State. Let's go to the Big 12 championship. Number 16, Iowa State at number 15, Arizona State. Arizona State -2, the over-under at 49.5. Obviously, the Big 12 literally came down to like a 3 a.m. game when BYU won to keep Colorado out. Dan, I'll start with you. Arizona State is one of the hottest teams in the country right now. We know that. The Big 12 has been down as a conference in comparison. Do you think Iowa State can upset them?
Definitely upset. I mean, it's a 2-point spread. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tight game. It's the Big 12. Chaos always reigns supreme. I'm actually going to go with the under, though, 49.5 in this game. Don't love it, but I think that these two teams are both this is the biggest game in both of these teams' history, right? I mean, Iowa State, was this the first year they had 10 wins?
Yes, two of the three teams that had not had 10 wins had them this year.
Yeah, so it's crazy.
Jake the Snake, Rose Bowl.
Yeah, Jake the Snake Rose Bowl, but this is now college. I mean, you weren't playing for a national title then. This is a college football playoff. I'm going to take the under. I think it's going to start a little slow and be a little tight.
Brandon?
Blutman, the receiver, Arizona State.
Jordan Tyson is not playing.
He's not playing. He's out.
Oh, I like the under even more.
Boy. You know what? I still like the team. I like the coach. I like the fire. I like Arizona State -2.
Dave?
I'm taking Arizona State. Quick funny story. Jake Plummer Gruden was telling me he went to recruit Jake Plummer to be quarterback for him. I forget what team in the NFL. And he flew down there, recruited him, and all Jake Plummer wanted to do is play handball.
Yeah, he loves handball. That's all he does. It's awesome. He's the best.
I'll take Arizona State.
Yeah, I kind of like Iowa State. I feel like everyone's kind of sleeping on them. They had a tough couple losses where they were running the table. They had the 2 losses. They've gotten off the mat well. They just beat up on Kansas State. I like Iowa State here. I think they're laying in the weeds here.
I like Arizona State, the fire, like we said, Kenny Dillingham. I know they've lost a couple guys, but I mean, they are the best team in the Big 12. They're hot right now. I'm going to take them, and for them to get that bye. I feel like they're going to get. Is there any way they could get the bye if they blow Iowa State out and Boise State keeps it close with UNLV?
I don't think so.
There's no way.
Feels like Boise State's kind of entrenched up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know.
I hold a lot of respect for the Oregon loss that the committee.
Yeah,
made.
I mean,
They have a good resume.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if their only loss is, to Oregon. All right, ACC, number 17, Clemson, number 8, SMU. SMU -2, the over-under at 55.5. Dave, I will start with you. This one is obviously massive because if Clemson wins, then it comes down to, do they put in SMU? Do they put in Alabama? If SMU wins, we can assume Clemson is probably out because they have those losses. Clemson sneaks in because of the Miami loss. Who are you taking in the ACC championship?
I'm going to take SMU, and I'm really rooting for SMU because I think Clemson kind of really is a dagger to the playoffs. So I want SMU in, and then I know it's not, but I'm a firm believer that it should have been South Carolina. But I'm hoping SMU. Clemson in the playoffs would suck.
Yeah. Agreed. I'm taking the over in this game, but I agree. I don't want to have to deal. I'm fine with where the playoff is right now because I figured this was going to happen. What will start to piss me off is if SMU loses this game and then Alabama goes in over SMU, which will probably happen. So just win this game, SMU.
And you believe that because you don't think that if you lose a conference championship, you should be left out for a team that is idle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we had this big argument on unnecessary roughness, which I know it's happening all over the country right now. But to me, it's like if SMU just didn't play this weekend, Dan said it too, Brandon. I know you're
No, but this is different than the Texas A&M argument.
No.
Texas
I'm not
was
talking about.
in the
I'm not talking about A&M.
conference.
No, I'm talking about SMU.
Our argument.
The argument was no.
wasn't the
Hold
argument.
on. No, the argument, yes, it was that SMU is better off not playing in the conference championship than playing if they lose.
We said that's a loser mentality. That's what we said.
That is a loser mentality.
That's what we
But-
said.
We said it's a loser mentality, and that with how it's going, most conference championships just end up being essentially exhibition games.
Yeah.
With a trophy for the win.
Yeah, we said that's a loser mentality. We didn't say you were wrong. We said it's a loser mentality.
Yeah, no, that
If
is
the games are going to be
it
exhibition
is
games, then there's
loser
something we
mentality.
need to do to fix the conference championship scene.
But it also has happened before.
Yeah.
USC got left out in 2022 because they got lost to Utah and Ohio State jumped it.
Happened last year.
Yeah, last year.
That's
So
the
That's the only
argument.
reason
It
Michigan
happened
won the
every
national
year.
championship.
That's the argument you had. What Ev and I were going at Liam is he was saying that he thinks that Alabama should get in over SMU.
Oh, SMU should get in. I just said I know for a fact
That's
that
exactly
Alabama
what I
will
was saying.
get it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know
Alabama
SMU
will
should
get
get in, but Alabama will get in.
Oh, and hopefully SMU just
And-
wins, so we don't have to any of this.
That's exactly what. Yeah,
They've trailed in conference.
Just go
play
win
for
SMU.
6 minutes and 10 seconds. You're the best team in the conference. Go do it.
This is just not what we had, but I don't care. It doesn't matter.
If I'll just go back to the game.
Not the argument.
If SMU wins, the playoff committee's job is just they've already laid out what they're going to do.
Yeah.
If SMU loses,
That's right,
then they
makes
got to
me-
discuss SMU and Alabama. I think we live in a world where we're going to have the most chaotic thing possible. Clemson's going to steal a spot from Alabama, from South Carolina, from Ole Miss a week after losing to South Carolina. That's the funniest thing imaginable here. That's what Clemson's going to do. They're going to win the game.
Yeah.
You're giving a program a chance they don't deserve, and they're going to take it.
So you're taking Clemson.
I'm taking Clemson, yeah.
Okay, Ev?
I like the over the best. I'm taking SMU, but over is my favorite play of the game. I think we get big points here.
Yeah, I'm going to take SMU solely because I just really want SMU to win. I do not want Clemson in the playoff. I think SMU has had a hell of a season. And Clemson, I understand. I mean, South Carolina is phenomenal. But outside of, Clemson losing the way that they have, they have 3 losses. It's not like their only loss is to South Carolina, who is one of the hottest teams in the country. Clemson's just, they've been up and down. I don't know. I'm going to take SMU solely because I just want that to happen. Clemson has no business in the playoff. Let's go to the SEC. Number 5, Georgia. At number 2, Texas. Texas -3. The over-under at 49.5. Obviously a rematch from earlier in the season where Georgia went to Austin and just absolutely handled business against Texas. This Texas defense has looked a lot better since then. They played very, very well on Saturday night against A&M. Brandon, you're our SEC guy.
Yep.
Can Texas revenge that loss
I
or avenge that
I
loss?
think Texas is going to tap them titties. I think Texas is going to wear them out. I think Sark is a coach that is schematically ahead of Kirby Smart and his offensive coordinator. I think Sark's coaching staff's a little bit better. I know they got embarrassed, and that's kind of weighing into this. They got embarrassed by Georgia in their first meeting. I think Texas returns the favor and handles business here.
Dan?
Yeah, I don't think I've gotten a Texas game right this year. I had Texas the first time. I think I'm probably going to stick with them. And I don't know if it's more that Georgia just went through. That was an insane game. To have to spend all that energy coming back against Georgia Tech, Texas kind of cakewalk through Texas A&M, not a tough place to play. So I think Texas is going to win this game.
Yeah, that's a good
fresher.
point. That's
They're
a good
fresher.
point.
Yeah.
They had to play a tough Georgia Tech team.
Listen, you can't say it's the toughest place to play in the country and lose 2 home games this year.
That's what I heard, but I don't know.
2 home night games.
Remember when Ohio State lost to Michigan? That was funny.
Yeah.
That was really funny. That was very, very
night
funny.
games.
Okay, Dave, who are you taking?
One of the greatest myths told, and a lot of it's been told by Brandon Walker, is the myth of Georgia. And Georgia was great when they won the national championship. They weren't great last year, and they're not great this year. And when he says, if they got in the playoffs, they weren't. The quarterback stinks. I'm going to take Texas in a rebound. Also, the spread on this game should be alarming, right? They've already played, and Georgia killed them at Texas, and now you're playing a neutral site closer to Georgia, and you have Texas a -3-point favorite. I'll take Texas. I don't like that we're all taking Texas, but
Closer to Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just
It's in Atlanta.
It's just literally right next
campus,
to
you dickhead.
Yeah, it's 45 minutes from campus.
Yeah,
I'd say
it's
that's
basically
closer.
it's Athens. Yes. Okay, Ev, who are you taking?
Texas, what could possibly go
You
wrong?
get the point of what I'm saying.
It's just the line.
Win
I
a
do-
conference game one time, Walker.
Dumb thing you said. That's
No,
Win
the
a
line
conference game.
favoring Texas in
New day.
Georgia versus Austin. Yes.
Beat your rival like we do.
New
every
day.
year.
Ev, you're taking Texas.
Yeah, I'm on Texas.
I am going to do this because I'm a little bit petty. I think Georgia could win this game. Obviously, we've seen them beat them, but I really just wanted to say Texas across the board because when we do this on this show, just like every other show, it doesn't look great. I do think Texas defense is very good. We've seen Carson Beck obviously make a lot of mistakes. Quinn Ewers, though, again, no disrespect to this offense at Texas. Quinn Ewers tried to give that game away. He made some really bad mistakes last weekend. Their offensive line didn't look phenomenal the entire game. I think Georgia could get to them, but both of these quarterbacks are mistake prone. No, I think Georgia's going to win. I'm sorry. I wanted to be petty. I think Georgia's going to win, so maybe that Georgia.
What's your pick, woman?
I just said Georgia.
Georgia.
I went back
That's
and
good
forth
the
for a
graphic.
second. Yes, that's
Thank
what
you,
was my
Casey.
whole point.
Thank you,
Fuck
Casey.
you, Brandon.
Thank you, Casey.
I was just trying to get us there. That's all.
After 30 minutes off the top of the show, I can't go back and
41. It was 41
I
minutes.
want to say real quick, this is a game I'm 100% going to get wrong, no matter what. If I flip to Georgia,
It's wrong.
you just know it when you feel it. I'm going to get this game wrong.
All right.
But you're sticking with Texas.
Yeah.
I'm
Your
doing this for the
guaranteed
graphic.
wrong pick of the week.
Wrong pick of the week.
I'm doing this for the graphic.
Guaranteed wrong pick, and I'll probably flip to Georgia, and then it will be Texas. It's the wrong pick of the week.
I do actually think Georgia wins this game. Texas is obviously looking much better than they did the first time they played in Austin. Okay, the Big Ten, which obviously the Big Ten championship before they lost divisions was never really that exciting since we've done this show. But this year, obviously, it is. Number 3, Penn State at number 1, Oregon minus 3.5. The over/under at 49.5. Penn State getting in because of that Ohio State loss. Dave, I will start with you. We know Penn State, these 12-team playoffs have been made for somebody like James Franklin and Penn State. They don't have to beat Ohio State. They didn't play Michigan, but they don't have to beat Michigan. Now they have to go play Dan Lanning and the number 1 team in the country in Indy. Can James Franklin get it done?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. When I saw the goals for Ohio State, it was simple. Beat Michigan, win the Big Ten, win the national championship. They can't beat Michigan, and they can't win the Big Ten. So their season is irrelevant. This game, kind of like an afterthought. I guess, I don't know, Penn State.
What the hell was that answer?
I have no idea what just happened.
Talk about the Big Ten championship.
You didn't.
Can Penn
Yes, I
State
did.
beat Oregon, Dave?
I already gave my pick.
Okay, Dan, are you
I'm going to
taking
take
Penn State?
Oregon. Okay. I'm just a big believer in Dan Lanning. It's not going to be a blowout or anything. Penn State's a very good team. Penn State's just a step below Oregon. I'm going to take Oregon.
Brandon?
Yeah, I'm going to take Penn State.
And if I can cut Brandon off, if I can cut Brandon Walker off for 1 second, this is one of the playoff games. It doesn't matter that much. And when I say that, the loser of this team, if they come win the national championship, that still is basically a perfect season for either team.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I like Penn State to win the game. A lot like Clemson, they're kind of being handed an opportunity they really didn't go out and earn, but they have the opportunity now. And we can look up on Sunday night or Sunday afternoon, and there's a world where Penn State's the number 1 seed in this entire playoff.
Which would be crazy.
And they will have done it without having to go through Michigan, without having to beat Ohio State. But I like them. I like them in this spot, and I like them to beat Oregon.
Ev?
Yeah, I think it's a dogfight. I think it's kind of.
Thank you, Brandon Walker.
I'll take the points. Penn State, I mean, they haven't been able to beat Ohio State, but they were in the spot the year they did beat Ohio State. They won the Big Ten championship game. So Franklin has won a Big Ten title. Yeah, I'll take Penn State in the points. I think it's a dogfight.
Liam, any thoughts on this game?
I have a lean to Oregon here, and I'm going I do think that Penn State were to lose this game, they do have to be ranked accordingly and go behind Notre Dame. I do think that the loss does need to matter. It can't just be an exhibition game.
All right.
No, that is true.
I don't think that's Notre Dame gets boost for just sitting on their ass.
Yeah.
Well, Penn State did.
As opposed to losing to the number 1 team in the country.
Yep, that's the Notre Dame stuff.
But is that just what you think, or that's what you want to happen?
What was the thing that was said?
What I was
He's
trying
saying
to
that
say
if
earlier.
Penn State loses, they should be behind Notre Dame for Notre Dame doing nothing. For losing to the number 1 team in the country, that should
more of the
penalize.
argument.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with that.
That just makes zero sense.
Brandon,
Game on your schedule. Go and win it.
You brought it up.
But that's what the argument that I just presented is exactly what Dan just said he didn't agree with, because
But
that's
that
what
wasn't
Ev
the argument we had.
That
We had-
was the
Yes,
argument
Dave,
that we
hi.
had. That was.
Hi, Dave.
My God.
No, I have a question. I have a question for Ev. Do you care about this game? To me, the Big Ten is Michigan and Ohio State. That's it. What happens in that rivalry? To me, this game almost doesn't even matter. Do you care?
I mean, winning a Big Ten title, I would say, definitely matters.
To me, it doesn't.
Oh my God.
That's
I'm going to take
very
Oregon.
offensive, Dave. I take offense to that.
Yeah, I'm going to take Oregon. I think Oregon.
He's basically saying if the Super Bowl was Panthers Jaguars, who would watch?
Yeah, correct.
Fuck off.
Let's go to Powerade trivia with Brandon Walker. Brandon, it's your time to shine. The college football landscape is changing
Brandon.
a lot. Also, more cowbell officially back.
Yep.
NIL deals, social media, and the transfer portal. There's never been more distractions for an athlete. Powerade knows what's most important. The commitment to the game with 50% more electrolytes than Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Hydrate your grind with Powerade. Grab a pack today on Amazon or at a store near you. See product label details. It takes more.
Of course, I will take a sip of this delicious Mountain Berry Blast after I ask you the question, and you work on it. Since 1992, when the SEC championship game started, 2 quarterbacks.
Good question.
Since 1992, when the SEC championship game started, 2 quarterbacks have accounted for 6 touchdowns in the SEC championship game, 1 from each division. Of course, we don't have divisions anymore, but you have 1 from each division. 2 quarterbacks, 6 touchdowns in the SEC championship game. Go.
That makes it even harder. Because I was going to say Cam and Joe.
Wow, were you? Well, you wouldn't
They're
have
in
been
the
correct.
same. I'll go with Cam over Joe. I feel like Joe had 5. Joe Burrow, Cam Newton.
Is anybody else working on this, or just Big Cat?
Cam Newton is one of my
Jack.
answers.
Is it one of your answers?
That's one of my answers.
Are you sure?
I am sure. Joe Burrow, I believe, had 5, and they might have pulled him against that game
Well,
against.
if Cam is one of your answers, then you're correct.
Okay, so I have 1. I do not have the other.
Well, work on the other division.
What?
It's not, if you think about it.
Cam and
Tebow?
No. Tebow doesn't throw enough.
Since 92.
I thought it was.
By the way,
I thought it was accounted for 6.
I didn't say 6 throwing touchdowns.
Accounted for 6. That's why I was thinking Tebow.
Is it Cam?
Oh, Cam didn't throw 6?
4 touchdowns through the air, 2.
Oh.
So is it
But
Tebow?
the other guy,
So is it Tebow?
did throw for 6.
Okay, and
Aaron Murray?
What? No, that was that. I lost so much money when he fucking threw that ball.
Yeah.
5 yards short of the goal line on 4th down.
Yeah.
That will haunt me
It
forever.
wasn't 4th down, was it?
Whatever.
Ran out of time, yeah.
It was whatever. They ran out. It was the last play of the game, and
Yeah.
it was goal line at the 5-yard line. He threw a fucking check down 3
Name
yards
is not
short.
Tim Tebow, and
Yeah.
he did play at the University of Florida.
Oh, then it's Danny Werfel.
It is Danny Werfel.
Yeah.
Danny Werfel
question.
and Cam Newton, both 6 touchdowns in the SEC championship game.
Who did Danny Werfel do it against?
I have no idea. Probably Alabama. Florida and Alabama played every year back then.
He
I
threw
like Danny
6
Werfel. I was a Danny Werfel guy.
Yeah.
All right.
Guy
Spurrier would just fucking chuck it.
from Fort Walton Beach, Florida. He's a Fort Walton Beach High School Viking.
Oh,
Didn't we interview him at one point?
I have many times, yeah.
No, I mean.
many times.
Yeah.
How many?
2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Holy.
What?
Holy.
Okay.
One of Blutman's like weird noises from the dark corner. All right, time for the DraftKings Dark Horse Host Parlay. Watching your team is nice, but why not make it a win-win? And our partners at DraftKings are all about that winning feeling right now. New customers bet just $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if that bet wins, no matter the odds. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use promo code CFB. The crown is yours. Again, $5 any wager. If it wins, $150 in bonus bets. Boys, this is the first time I'm out of it, so maybe you guys are going to bring some luck today because we've only hit it once this season. First time I'm out, so Dan, we will start with you.
I'm going to start with a pick we already did, UNLV +4.
Okay.
Oh, not that many games.
Yeah, this one's a lot harder. Yeah. This one is a lot harder. By the way, I had Kansas. Yeah, that would it.
Oh, what's that? What's that end, Spider?
I actually kind of like it. It's not Spider.
Yeah, I feel
No,
like
it's not Spider.
Spidey.
Good to see
Okay, Dave, your dark horse host parlay pick.
I'm taking Marshall +6, I believe they are right now against Louisiana in the Sun Belt.
Marshall +6 in the Sun Belt. Okay. Brandon, we'll give him a second to write. Hold on. Give him a second. Here we
And
go.
go ahead and write Penn State +3.5.
Okay.
Mine was going to be UNLV, but it was taken by the time I got to it.
Should have done it earlier.
Yeah, should have, but didn't.
Okay, and then Ev, your pick.
Mine actually was also going to be UNLV, and I was denied.
done it
So I don't know
earlier.
if that's good or bad.
That's-
but we're going with Iowa State +2. That's what we're going with.
Okay. Yeah, a lot less to pick from this week. So go to DraftKings. Again, $5 on any wager, $150 in bonus bets. If it wins, use promo code CFB. We've won one this year, so hopefully the boys get this one done. Let's go to Rhoback, Dog of the Week. Of course, as always, we are all wearing our Rhoback. My weather app told me it felt like -4 outside this morning when I was getting here, so I'm wearing my nice
Seems
fleece.
conservative, yeah.
Yeah, very cold. My nice warm fleece the boys have on, their hoodies, quarter zips, the whole thing. And of course, you can get 20% off the entire website right now. Hoodies, fleece, joggers, and more. There is no promo code needed. Head over to rhoback.com. It's the holiday season, Christmas, Hanukkah, everything's coming up, and there's nothing more comfortable than the activewear in the game with Rhoback. Make sure to check them out because if you're a college football fan, you wear Rhoback. And of course, they have been our clothing partners for a long time on this show. Dave, can imagine where you're going with this. Who is your dog of the week?
Well, it's the entire University of Michigan being absolute dogs when nobody thought they had a chance to go in, obviously, to their arch rival, Ohio State, 20-point dogs, biggest underdogs. Walk into a stadium. It was Ohio State's turn. It wasn't just how much we were going to lose by or whether we were going to lose by, but how much. Ryan Day's revenge, Big Ev celebrating, Tate celebrating, and we just shut up the entire state, the entire fan base, the entire program, every player, alumni, Buckeye Brandon, you name it. One of the great performances in the history of sports, will be remembered forever. We'll all be dead, buried, cold. They will be talking about this game forever. They'll be like, don't forget about, it'll be the year 3030. They'll be like, don't forget about the 2024 edition of this game. When you throw records out, this is the game we're all lucky to have lived in this time, to see this game live with our own eyes and to be reminded how beautiful this game of football is and how beautiful this rivalry is and how much it means. I'm thankful I was on the right side on Thanksgiving and I didn't have to have my world ripped apart, destroyed. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget every moment of it, and I'm just thankful to be a Michigan Wolverine.
Would anybody like to say anything, or we keep it moving?
We all have dogs of the week.
Okay, Dan, your dog of the week.
My dog of the week is the entire state of Ohio. No, I'm just kidding. College football overtime. College football overtime. Listen, they changed it, obviously, after the Texas A&M, LSU 7 overtimes or wherever it was. I'm fine with it in the regular season. If there is a playoff game that gets decided by this stupid 2-point conversion fest, I will lose my fucking mind.
It's awful.
We see it all the time in different sports. NFL had different overtime rules in the playoffs for a while. Baseball doesn't do extra innings with the guy on second in the playoffs. Just simply say the playoffs will be decided with everyone going from the 25. None of this shit. I don't want to have to deal with it and then react. You know the problem. Do it right now.
Agreed. It's shit. Brandon?
Yeah, my dog of the week is Gus Johnson, announcer for Fox Sports. Whatever about the game? Michigan got the big win, and it was like I said, if I'd never met Dave, it would have been funny. But after the game, Michigan planted the flag on the field. Ohio State came and they got in each other's face, and don't do that, whatever. And it was just kind of a fracas, which we see at rivalry games. I think it happened 4 other times on Saturday. And Gus Johnson acted like he was watching Chernobyl unfold in front of him. Yeah. He acted like it was the worst disaster. Like Michigan had taken out AK-47s and was just mowing down Ohio State's cheerleaders. Yeah. He talked like it was the worst thing, like Michigan was the unclassiest bunch and just didn't deserve. It was crazy. Gus Johnson had an up and down season anyway. He was really, really fucking bad on Saturday, and that was bizarre.
And after the game,
it was almost like he had big money on Ohio State. He also was like, they didn't cheat this year. And someone was like, what are you talking about?
That was like as they were, he was like, they won this year and they didn't have to cheat. What was the funniest part about that to me was Joel Klatt trying to get him to stop. Like Joel Klatt was like, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't think it's that big of a deal. It was very bizarre. By the way, the cops using mace. I mean, that's also, a lot. Like that's.
And it's
hypocritical. Now, as a Michigan man, they did mace both teams.
Yes. But
it's hypocritical because next year when they do the promo for that game, there will be clips of the pepper spray, and they'll be 100%. Like, "This rivalry means everything," and Gus Johnson will be trying to get people to watch.
1,000%. All right, Ev, your dog of the week.
Good take. I agree with that, Brandon. You're maturing.
Yeah, I'm not maturing. I say the truth at all times. Sometimes you can handle it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's probably the cops that sprayed pepper spray. They showed more heart and fight than Ryan Day ever could.
That's a good one.
Good on the cops. Good on the cops for a spray.
Ryan Day.
Good on the cops.
Ryan Day after the game.
Back to blue.
Columbus PD.
Ryan Day after the game being like, we're not going to let them plant the flag. Well, I don't know. Maybe just don't let them win. I just don't understand that.
Well, he was like, what happened? Where am I? What planet am I on? What just happened?
He did. There was a clipping where he was like, we're just not going to let them do that. And it's like, okay, well then just win. I don't know. Dan,
he's a fucking limp dick. That's why. He's fucking soft.
It's also like,
he
doesn't even plant.
And he has fake hair. His hair dye, his beard dye's terrible.
Right, and by the way, guys, salt and pepper is a vibe. It's in. Like Ryan Day, stop doing it.
Give it up, Ryan Day.
It's not even giving
I'm
it
very
up.
curious. I want to hear Ev's dog.
Sexy.
I want to hear. Give Ev the floor. I want to hear Ev's dog.
He said it.
He said it.
Columbus PD.
When?
Just now.
Columbus
I thought
PD.
you were just continuing the conversation from,
No.
Well,
from
she
the Mace
she
comment.
said it as I was about to say it.
Yeah,
So I
Columbus
kinda just
PD.
continued it.
Yeah, so Ev, it's Columbus PD because
Columbus
they
PD
showed more
for
fight.
Pulling out the Mace. Good on them.
I honestly feel like you've handled this a lot better than a lot of people would.
How the
Ev.
fuck else? How am I supposed to handle it?
No, you're doing well.
I want to die.
Yeah.
Like, this is the worst thing ever.
Do you think that you're going to feel like not dying anytime soon?
No. Maybe if Ryan Day gets fired?
I mean,
What if you win a couple playoff games?
No.
Doesn't matter.
No.
No, I'm saying, like, are you going to feel less
hold
like dying?
on. You're gonna have a home playoff game against Tennessee in 2 weeks, and on an hour before kickoff, you're gonna be fired the fuck up.
Well, yeah, because I want them to win because this is the thing. I'll be in the trenches with them no matter what. But it's not that it makes me sick to my stomach. And I don't
may
have
be
faith that he
speaking
can
out
string
of
together
turn
4
here.
good games.
Go ahead.
I may be speaking out of turn here, but I'm going to throw it out there.
Oh, boy.
And this is me throwing out a lifeline to all the people who are suffering in the great state of Ohio. If you'll have us and give us a spot and they have a home playoff game, I would love to go to Columbus and do the college football show for that playoff game.
You magnificent
I
pussy.
will do it. Now, all we need is a spot, and I will come and try to lift your spirits before that game if you'll have us.
You're such a piece of shit.
You knew that was coming, though.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't.
That's actually very admirable, Dave.
Yeah, we haven't picked where we're going for the first round of the college football playoff, which we are going on the road for this show. So, I mean, you had to see.
I
Kudos
would
to you, Dave.
love to visit the good people of Ohio before their playoff game and wish them luck as they head into the horseshoe to battle for the national championship. So if you'll have us, if we can find a spot, I would love to bring us some holiday cheer.
Brandon, what's wrong?
Nothing's wrong.
You just knew that was coming, or?
That was very generous of you.
Yeah, let's dance the dance.
What is wrong? We have to go. This is.
I know we have to go. Like
We had to go.
We only
We
have
have
4
to-
spots. We only have 4 spots we can go to.
Yeah, and I mean,
We can't go to
we are
Notre Dame.
close
They
here
don't
in
let us.
Chicago.
Yeah.
We are closer than we
Closer, we're not.
Closer.
What are the
close,
other
we're
options?
Closer.
Yeah, it's going to be Penn State. It's going to be Notre Dame. It's going to be.
We're not allowed at Penn
Texas.
State.
Athens, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll have to go to Ohio State if they give us a spot.
If they give us a spot. If they give us a spot. I think when we went in 2018,
I
we were
would
in like a
love-
frat house.
Yeah, I would love to visit the good people of Ohio.
Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see after this week.
One of my
Here we go.
favorite states in the union. Honest to God, I love the people of Ohio. If things were different, it's like one of those movies where you see 2 different peoples on the side of the war, and if they were just born in different families, they may be best friends. Like, I do love the people of Ohio.
I have no idea what just happened. Okay, all right. Let's go to Proper Picks presented by Proper Number 12 Irish Whiskey. Dan, I will throw it to you. You've got the bucket.
Yes, I've got the bucket. We've got the all-new Proper pregame, the first ever Irish whiskey party bucket, brought to you by our friends at Proper Number 12. The Proper pregame has 12 shots total, 6 shots of the original Irish whiskey, 6 shots of the Irish apple. It's the perfect thing to bring to your college football tailgates, house parties, and of course, pre-games. Pick one up today. Proper Number 12, pour the roar.
Warm yourself up there.
Woo! Okay.
Woo! And
My
smell it.
Proper Number 12 pick is going to be Clemson and SMU over 56.
Okay, over in the ACC Championship. Brandon.
This team blew it last week when they were still hanging around lurking for a playoff spot, but now they get a better matchup. Tulane minus 4.5 against Army.
Okay, Ev.
The Clemson SMU over 2.
Okay, Dave.
I'm going to take Penn State in the Cheetos Bowl.
What?
The Cheetos Bowl.
I know what he said.
Yeah.
Why did he say it?
Because he doesn't think this bowl game matters.
Okay.
Penn State plus 3.5 in the Cheetos Bowl.
It's just
I'm gonna.
it's just not important. Big Ten. The Big Ten championship was settled last week in Ohio.
Well,
don't think it was.
It is pretty big for the playoff because one gets a bye and one does not.
This season in the history books will be remembered by one game and one game only, and that is what happened last week in the horseshoe. Anybody who says anything about the Big Ten otherwise is lying.
Okay, well, it is a big game in the Big Ten, but regardless, I hate taking an under, especially as low as this one at 49.5 in the SEC Championship. Georgia, Texas. Again, both of these teams' strengths are their defensive lines. Quinn Ewers and Carson Beck, like we talked about in the game preview, they are prone to make mistakes. I think they keep this a low-scoring game. I'm going to take the under 49.5 in the SEC Championship. And Brandon, this is one of the best things that we've ever done because
stupid.
No, it's not stupid. So going into this year, we've always had like different prizes for the winner of Proper Picks. Proper number 12 Irish Whiskey wanted us to pick a charity $15,000 to donate to the charity of our choice. I won. I went 10-3-1 this season. I guess we'll see whether it's 11-3-1 or 10-4-1. But I want Brandon to give me the check because Brandon very rarely does anything nice for me. So Brandon, would you please present me and my charity with my check? Please. Come on over. I know it pains you that I did better than you. That's what people don't understand. This really actually hurts you that I was better than you.
Okay.
Come on.
On camera?
Come on. Bring it in here. Bring it in here.
All right. Okay, here we go.
I know this brings him so much
Proper
pain.
12 has donated over $5 million to first responder organizations, including Tunnels to Towers, through proceeds from every bottle sold. This season, as part of the Proper Picks segment, the winner earned $15,000 to donate to a charity of their choice. I, Brandon Walker, am thrilled to announce the winner is Casey Smith. She is this season's Proper 12 Proper Picks champion, and she has chosen to support the Dick Vitale Pediatric Cancer Research Fund with her prize. I present her the check now.
Thank you, Brandon.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Brandon. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Congratulations, Casey. Great year.
Thank you.
Good fun, too.
Well,
Good charity.
yeah, great charity. Thank you to Proper number 12. And again, I just wanted Brandon to have to do it because he never has to be nice to me. So very cool. Thank you to Proper 12. And Dan, Proper number 12 has been a big sponsor of us and all year. So thank you very much to the charity. We're happy to give that money. Anything else before we get to the Uber number 1 top 12? Because you know what? I feel like this might be a little bit of an argument. Anything that you guys want to say before we get here?
Nope.
No?
I'm ready to go.
We're ready to go.
Great
Brandon.
season of college football, everybody. I had a blast again.
Well, it's not over yet, Dave.
Walker,
we still
did
have
you
all
hear?
the
Can someone just repeat that to Walker? He didn't have his
season of
earpiece in.
college football. We had a blast.
It's back
again.
in my ear.
Yeah,
Okay, what Dave, what'd you say?
I said it. We had a great season of college football. I had a blast. Another great year to be a Michigan Wolverine.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of
7-5
college.
is a great year to you.
Still a lot of college football left. The playoffs.
Yeah.
we still
No,
have like
this
whole
was a
month.
great year.
7-5.
Still
This
whole
was
month.
a great year with a capital G.
All right, Uber One Top 12. This fall, Uber One has debuted a fantastic new program for students. It gives college students all the benefits of the regular Uber One membership, but just half the regular price. For $4.99 a month, you can get $0 delivery fees, up to 10% off Uber Eats orders, and even earn 6% Uber credits back on rides. Get additional daily free items and more discounts from your favorite brands. Uber will be offering your first 3 months free for new members as long as you sign up between November 29th and December 20th. So this upcoming month, sign up in Uber or Uber Eats app. Grab all your game day needs with Uber One for students membership. I'm not going to Ron Burgundy. If Michigan is in here, which they will be, I will notice it right away. Please unveil. Please unveil our bracket.
I mean, that could be real.
Well,
So Dave got Michigan against Georgia in there. But the other ones, Tennessee, Ohio State, Penn State, Boise State, Indiana, Notre Dame, and then Oregon, Texas, Arizona State, and SMU. So we have the Big 12 champion.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, we have the Big 12 champion getting that bye over Boise State.
I don't think Indiana Notre Dame in real life is really. I guess it can happen. It doesn't feel like it's going to happen. But
That would be sick, though.
That'd be so great.
That would be awesome.
So great.
I mean, Tennessee, Ohio State, and Columbus is awesome.
That's a terrific matchup.
Georgia, Michigan's awesome.
Yeah, that.
Well,
Well, yeah, and I mean, Michigan, I don't know how you expect them not to be in. They beat the, number 2, number 3 team in the country
they lost
last
5
week.
games.
So
Indiana beat them. Illinois beat them. They lost a shit ton of games.
they were in the poll last week, Walker, and they had the biggest win of the weekend.
That's true. He's right on that.
Syracuse had a big win.
So outside of the ACC game, obviously seeing what happens between SMU and Clemson, we pretty much know what this bracket's going to look like. I mean, seeding may change a little bit depending on what happens in the SEC.
No,
and
we
the
know
Big
what's
Ten,
going to happen even outside of that game.
You don't think there's any way the committee sticks?
No,
with
they're going to put Alabama in. They're going to put Alabama in.
That would be so shitty for SMU.
Greg
Yeah,
Sankey, his
They're
I
going to
know,
put Alabama in.
so shitty.
money, the 3 letters of the SEC.
Alabama
the
sitting at
Alabama
home after getting
brand.
their dicks kicked in by Oklahoma.
Yeah, but if SMU wins, Alabama.
Yeah, they can win a game. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying if Clemson wins.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next time we're all going to be together, as Dave mentioned a second ago, we don't know where we're going to be, but we'll be on the road for the first round of the college football playoff. We'll announce that as soon as we know what location we will be there. So either, I'm assuming Saturday, but either Friday or Saturday, we'll be on the road for the first round. Anything else, fellas?
No, great show.
Great
I'd
show.
love to go to Columbus.
Sorry,
I'd love
Ev.
to go to Columbus.
Sorry, Ev.
Sorry, Ev.
Let's start repairing this city, brick by
No, I'm
brick.
not sorry.
Let's do it together. Ev, we can walk onto the stage arm in arm. Arm in arm, Ev.
Yeah. New day.
Good show. All right.
Ev, you deserve a ton of respect.
Ton of
That was
respect.
hard. That was hard.
You did, Ev, I think you're handling this very well. I really do.
Yeah.
I agree.